announcements.
Game at all levels. And by the following, Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, presenting sponsor of the IHSAA Champions Network. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, stop knocking on wood. Methodist Sports Medicine, the orthopedic specialists. Wilson Sporting Goods, the official ball of the IHSAA. By Menards, save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. Indiana Careers in Construction, built to succeed. By Ivy Tech Community College, proud supporter of the IHSAA Sportsmanship Program. Reach your goal at Ivy Tech. Indiana Members Credit Union, keeping it simple. Connecticut, life is better with Connecticut Water. Franciscan Health, inspiring health. The Indianapolis Colts, everything will be earned. By Dellin Automotive, discover the Dellin difference. And by Fox Sports Indiana, broadcast home of the IHSAA Champions Network. We are back now at Bankers Life Fieldhouse and getting ready. Time now for the starting lineups presented by Ivy Tech Community College. Reach your goal at Ivy Tech. Here's Chad Nickel.
And now, basketball fans, let's meet the rosters and starting lineup for today's Class 1A State Championship game. First, let's meet the Pioneer Lady Panthers. Today, the roster includes number 11, Christabel Blickenstaff. Number 13, Riley Binney. Number 15, Ashler Brooke. Number 23, Maggie Steffel. Number 25, Kylie Ettinger. Number 32, Adeline Christ. And number 40, Caitlin Zupker. And now the starting lineup for the Lady Panthers. Starting today, a 6-foot freshman guard, wearing number 24, Brooklyn Borges. A 5'6" junior guard, wearing number 30, Haley Grimes. A 5'5" senior guard, wearing number 20, Mackenzie Walker. A 6-foot senior forward, wearing number 21, Madison Blickenstaff. And a 5'10" senior forward, number 22, Olivia Brooke. The head coach of the Lady Panthers in his 5th year, Jeff Brooke. Now, let's meet the Lady Lions of Loogootee. Today's roster includes number 3, Shaylin Arthur. Number 4, Jalen Walker. Number 10, Delaney Bateman. Number 12, Emily Hawkins. Number 20, Grace Gingrich. Number 30, Mallory Sutton. And number 44, Addie Nolly. And now the starting lineup for the Lady Lions. A 5'10" junior center, wearing number 23, Kylie Van Horn. A 5'6" senior guard, wearing number 1, Kalia Fleming. A 5'5" senior guard, number 2, Isabel Wagner. A 5'8" senior forward, number 15, Brooklyn Jones. And a 5'8" senior forward, wearing number 32, Mackenzie Van Horn. The head coach of the Lady Lions in his 6th year, Brian Smith. Your officials for today's Class 1A Championship game are Jeffy Arnett and Jason Ferguson.
Well, let's get to the keys to the game, Big Chan. The keys to the game are brought to you by Wilson Sporting Goods. Let's start off with Pioneer.
Yeah, well, for Pioneer, pressure defense. It's really been their defense all year long. Look for their full court 3-2 and their 2-3 half court points in the plate. Blake and staff really got them started in the semi-state. For free throws, they shot 60% for the year, but 70% in the semi-state. Got to hit them.
And for Loogootee.
Well, three-pointers, we talked about Fleming. She shoots 51%. Look for the three-pointer to be a big part of their offense. They like to control the tempo, Big. Half-court, inside, outside. And I really believe if they can own the boards, it could really be a key for them to state championships.
Jen, I don't know how significant this might be, but when you look at the starting lineup for both these ball clubs, almost all of their scoring will come from the starters. Pioneer as a team averages 58-7. The starters average 54-2. Loogootee starting lineup 50.5, and the entire roster averages 53.5. So we're not going to get many points coming off that bench. And that could be significant.
No, it does. They don't get a lot of points off the bench. They'll play a lot from the bench, but really, you're right. The majority of the points will come from these starters.
Right, Pioneer is the visiting team, by the way. Loogootee is the home ball club. The first turnover of the ball game goes to Pioneer, so we got to keep an eye on the turnover situation in this contest. Here's the outside shot that is good with long range, and that is a bucket by Connie Van Hoy.
Good start for Loogootee. It's so important to get a good start here in the state tournament. And there's another one put right back in, Big. That one was by Olivia Brooks.
Olivia Brooks coming off and getting her first bucket of the ball game. We don't necessarily, Jan, expect a high-scoring game because both these ball clubs average in the 50 category, but we'll see how that shakes out in the long run. And another long-range shot from deep in the corner, this time from Mackenzie Van Hoy.
Well, most of the time you talk about, well, let the nerves settle down. No, forget the nerves. Both these guys have been here, done that. This is all about focus.
So it's a 5-2 ball game early on with Loogootee getting in front. Now we'll try it from the other end and knock another one home from deep in that wing down there. And that basket coming from Haley Tripe, and we're going to call her a lot today.
Yes, we are. I'll tell you, Big, I brought my seatbelt because I know this is going to be a great game. I just do.
Well, we're only 90 seconds into the ball game and already a high-scoring affair. As we pointed, neither ball club will score a lot of points on a 32-minute game. Now inside the layup by Brooklyn Jones, and she's got two. Well, they're coming hot and heavy right now. Again, in the white uniforms, Loogootee, a 20-4 ball club. Pioneer comes in at 24-4, averaging 58-7. And here's the spin move inside, and Jan, the shooting percentages are rather significantly high right now. Olivia Brooke getting her first couple of points.
Well, Olivia Brooke came alive in the second half of last week's game in the semi-state, but I continue to look for, quite honestly, Pioneer to get in that paint and really get that defense to contract a little bit so they can open it up on the outside just a little bit more.
So Pioneer with the basketball now on the turnover. Getting it deep in the right corner down there.
See Loogootee really sagging in the paint.
And the first foul of the ball game is going to go against Loogootee. Loogootee as a ball club shoots 46%. Pioneer will shoot 45%. Pretty good free throw, three-point shooting teams. Three-point percentage for Pioneers 32, and Loogootee right around 35%. So the first free throw attempts of the ball game, and it is good.
One shot, gals. One. Like.
Again, McKenzie, Walker, Lickenstaff, Brooke, Borges, and Tripe. And the first couple of free throws are good. The lead goes to 9-7 in favor of Pioneer. The game's just getting underway with 5:20 to go in this opening quarter.
Well, I think both teams really have kind of settled down early and really gotten a rhythm.
Yeah, you never know, Jan, in a state championship game like this, how much impact the nerves are going to have. And so far, so good for both these ball clubs.
Yeah, as I've mentioned earlier, I'm sure there are some nerves, but after you've been here once like both these ball clubs were last year and went through all that, boy, it's focus for Pioneer. It's focus for Loogootee.
And an air ball tossed up there, and the man scrambled inside. It'll go out of bounds, and it'll return right back over to Pioneer.
When you look at both these ball clubs, Beck, they are so evenly matched. Height-wise, they both have a lot of the same height. They just play solid defense. They're pretty good shooters. They're just so even. Could be why there was only a 2-point ball game last year.
Yeah, we'll have a chance. We'll show you some of the highlights of that game a year ago. Interesting also, Jan, is the traveling violation is called. And another turnover. Interesting, Jan, that of the 10 starters last year, 9 of those are back in uniform this year.
Well, that's nothing but good. When you bring so much experience, and quite honestly, to your point, Vic, both these ball clubs, except for just a few exceptions, are the same teams.
So you try to repeat, Jan, and that's never easy. I don't care how good your ball club is. You've been here and you've done that, but so is your opponent in this situation.
Well, if you've been here, done that, and you win like Loogootee, you probably think, well, I won, don't need to change a lot. On the other hand, Pioneer goes, man, we're going to look at every stone unturned to see if we can figure out how to get a couple more points.
And these coaches are taking that into under consideration likewise. Rebound in the middle, and what I'm impressed by, both ball clubs going hard at the hoop. Movement on the left side, and they'll bring it back out and set it up again, flip it off the corner and go out of bounds, and we're going to get a foul call again. And let's see, we're kind of a distance away from the scoring table.
Yeah, I think they got Van Hoy, then that's going to be her second foul. That's huge.
And again, as we pointed out, you're not going to get a lot of points off the bench, so you're trying to keep everybody in the ball game as best you possibly can.
Well, this we know about Loogootee. They love to be in the half court. They love to be physical. And here already you're going to see this trap, this zone trap that Pioneer likes to implement here.
Quickly back up court. Here's the stop jumper right at the free throw line by Pioneer. No good. Rebound taken out by Loogootee. Loogootee averages not a lot of rebounds, Jan. They average just under 22 rebounds a game.
Now, Ashlyn Brook now in, and she's a story within herself. She has limited minutes, but she has to start maybe a little bit earlier than they probably originally wanted because of the foul trouble, but she brings a lot to this ball club when she comes in.
She had a knee problem, I understand, Jan, that limited her play. She's only played in 7 games this year, 5'6" sophomore. And we'll take a break. 3:20 to go, first quarter. Casse Championship game of the IHSA Champions Network, presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and the Pacers and the Fever. A few moments ago, the 2020 Class A state final, the two teams battling for that championship a year ago. Pioneer was up by 6 at the midway point of that ball game. Then Loogootee came storming back to take the lead in the fourth quarter of play. Pioneer had a chance to win this game, trailing by 2 with 6 seconds to go, and Price launched a long three, rattled off the rim. Loogootee wins it, becoming their first ever state championship game. Some numbers statistically in that ball game as you're here. See the ladies from Loogootee celebrating. Brooklyn Jones with 17 and 5 rebound ball game. And Jan, we can only hope for that kind of a game here today.
Well, I happen to be on the telecast for that one, and I will never forget it. One of the best games you could possibly call, and I have a great hope that this game will just repeat, that same intensity. I don't care who wins, but just the same caliber of ball game.
Loogootee to inbounds under their own hoop now. Got it outside to Kalea Fleming, and now they're going to work the perimeter a little bit. It looks, Jan, as though Pioneers settled into a man-to-man defense right now.
They'll continue to switch defenses. That throws a wrinkle at the offense because they're always changing defenses.
That's just good coaching right there when you find out what's successful, what is not.
And they really haven't got Fleming a great look just yet.
Under 3 minutes to go in the opening quarter, a 9-7 basketball game right now. Pioneer with the lead.
Well, you see Pioneers really extending their exterior defense, and that's the respect of that three-point shooting.
Drive inside by Kalea Fleming. Fleming is the top scorer at 13-3, leads the ball club, by the way, in assists with 3 per game.
You take a look at the senior for Loogootee. Boy, she is just an unbelievable shooter. We highlighted her in the opening, 51% behind the arc. I'm told she's just a class lady in the classroom, does everything you would want a leader to do.
Well, you're good at being you. You've been you for years. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Good at your insurance. Find an agent to help you. Think about it at infb.com. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau. And stop knocking on wood. She's a good free throw shooter, too, Jan.
Boy, she 80%. Is. Yep, she sure is. We got a tie ball game, Big.
Tie ball game for the first time. And so far, no lead changes. Pioneer getting off to a good start. Loogootee getting off to a good start. And as Jan pointed out, Jan, I don't think the jitters are there. And I think part of it, there's a long-range shot from deep in that corner again. And that is Haley Cripe's second three-point field goal. I got to believe that part of that is we've been here, we've done this. There are certain things that you have to deal with the first time you're here that they don't have to deal with this time around.
Well, Cripe doesn't have room for nerves. She has so much intensity, her body has no room for nerves.
Here's the ball, loose on the floor and picked up down low along the baseline by Pioneer. Here they come again. See how they set up the offense out at long range. That is Haley Cripe. Cripe is the young lady they want to get going, Jan. She has a couple of three-pointers so far in this ball game. As she goes, so goes the ball club.
And look for Ashlyn Brook there, you see, in the upper part of your screen. She's not afraid to shoot a three either.
And here is a Haley Cripe three. She is 85 of 245 on the year. She's not afraid to crank it up. Has two already in this ball game.
Well, what you see there in that picture, Beck, is she makes a great quick move to get the defense to lean just one way, just enough to get that shot off.
So the Pioneer Panthers get the ball inbounds, fire the shot, comes out an air ball, and goes over now to Loogootee. The Lions averaging 53.5 points, giving up only 37-1. Jan, that's one of the keys to this ball game for both these teams. Pioneer allows just under 40, Loogootee just under 38 points a game.
Defense, so much has been said about their great offenses, and rightfully so, but these are maybe some of the best defensive teams in all of the state.
That goes back to that old coach's axiom, you win championships with defense, and that's what they tell you anyway.
That's exactly right. Loogootee just struggling a little bit with their offense. Let's give Pioneer some credit for that. Their pressure's pretty good, but I think Loogootee, Big, needs to just get a little bit better ball rotation to get some of their shooters open.
Rebounding-wise, Pioneer averages 26.4 rebounds in their starting unit, and Loogootee 16-6, so give the advantage to Pioneer as far as going to the boards are concerned. Here's the long three, catches the front of the rim and no good. The rebound comes off onto the deck and put right back up, and good by Brooklyn Jones.
Well, as offensive rebound, they got a good shot from outside, and there's another good shot from outside.
Well, you don't dare close your eyes for a second here because they're flying from every angle. This is a pretty high-scoring first quarter of play.
It was Cripe again, and I'm telling you, how bad she wants this.
Haley Cripe now with 9. Her average is 19 per game and leads the team in that bracket. Down to 20 seconds to go in the first quarter of play and a swiftly played first quarter. Long range left side, Jalen Walker, who's off the bench for Loogootee, into the ball game, a 5'9" senior.
Once again, Pioneer really trying to extend.
Well, they're using a lot of time here. Down to 2, down to 1. Will they get it away? They will, but it won't go. And we finished the first quarter of play. And it's been a wild up and down affair. And after 1, it is Pioneer 15, Loogootee 11. You're watching the Class A Championship. Offensive average to 62.3. The defense in their tournament play 37-2, so they won their games over the 6 games by an average of 25 points per ball game, Chad. They really cranked it on during the tournament.
Right, they did. That was a super close game, and boy, then Pioneer just really had another gear in that fourth period.
Here's the ball knocked out of bounds. It'll stay in the hands of Pioneer. The end of the first quarter of play for Pioneer. 9 points for Haley Cripe on 3 3-pointers. Loogootee's leading scorer was Brooklyn Jones with 4, and they had 3 on a 3-point field goal by Mackenzie Van Hoy. So the second quarter was just underway. Here it's Bankers Life Fieldhouse in downtown Indianapolis. Here's a good cut inside and a block, but a foul. And they're looking at Isabel Wagner. Well, check it. They're going to make it a walker.
Well, let's take a look at it. Here's what's happening. Pioneers really doing a good job of rotating all around. They continue to get good movement and a nice look inside by Cramp on the pass. And Pioneer finding the free throw line again.
First free throw is up and good for Olivia Brooks. Brooks is a 74% shooter and got them both. He has half a dozen points right now. This is a pretty good free throw shooting ball club. Pioneer right at 60%. Not what they would like to have, but so far in the game, they are perfect from the line.
Loogootee still trying to find that exterior offense, and Pioneer's going to say, you're going to beat us this time, guys. You're going to have to come inside. They're really extended this defense, Meg.
That's an interesting defense, Jen. If you keep an eye on number 30, Haley Kripe, she plays out at the point defensively, but as soon as that ball moves to the wing, she goes down to the wing after it. Up court in a hurry. Loose ball, finally saved, though, by the Pioneer ball club with the dark uniforms. Wide open shot, left side, no good. Rebound off into the hands of number 2 for Loogootee. It's Isabel Wagner. She can get a lot of rebounds, just over 2 per ball game.
Well, Lugootee's going to have to try to look inside. And they do go inside from time to time. And let's see if they can find some post-up type offense.
Here's the long three at the corner, far corner, no good. Rebound comes off into the hands of the Pioneer. And Memphis will get a timeout. Nope, just a turnover apparently.
Yeah, Pioneer throws out about going out of control just a little bit here. They've got to get things under control. See, that's an area you don't want. Look out. Not a good landing, that's for sure.
Half a dozen turnovers now for Pioneer.
Yeah, you got to be careful in a game like this where everything's going to be so close. Turnovers can really take a game away from you.
4 turnovers for Loogootee so far this ball game.
Lugootee's defense has been outstanding as well. They're pretty much staying in this man-to-man.
5:54 to go in the first half of tonight's game. I guess it's still morning though, isn't it, Jan? A little unusual to be playing.
Well, it feels like afternoon because we've been here for 4 hours already, so I knew what you meant. You're good.
So with 5:40 to go, here comes Loogootee back. They are down by a half a dozen now, 17 to 11.
Well, this is that half-court 3-2 trap that Pioneer really has just made better all the time. It's so difficult. If you don't get ball rotation and get somebody cutting through the paint, it doesn't allow you a lot of places to find open players.
Pioneer foul is on 21, Madison Blinkenstaff. We have not talked a lot about these players, Jan. We haven't had time to develop any personalities because of the fact that the game is so up and down right now.
So this is Wagner.
First free throw is good. Enjoying the state finals? Help make sure the resources are available so that great games like these can be played forever by supporting the IHSAA Foundation. Go to IHSAAfoundation.org. Make a tax-free contribution today. Both free throws are good. And that cuts the lead down to 17 to 13.
Well, Loogootee shoots, as you mentioned a while ago, 72%. Here's Stillbank.
Steals by Fleming. Gets inside, can't get it to go. Rebound comes off into the hands of Pioneer. Here come the Panthers again. Off balance and nothing but white shirts inside for the rebound.
Well, Lugootee's saying, Pioneer, every shot's going to be contested. You come in here, we're going to try to be physical with you.
Yeah, there ain't no free rides out there today, buddy.
No. I like it.
This defense is really impressive. Here's the little shot from about 10 feet on the right side that clanks off the rim, and here comes Pioneer again.
Well, good shot. Just right now, Lugootee's just not finding the range, but it wasn't a bad shot.
Wide open look left side, and a beautiful defensive play that time turned in by Van Hoy. And out of bounds. Yeah, take a look at this block shot again by Connie.
Yeah, it's just well timed. And that's number 23, Van Hoy, and she just played picture perfect defense on that with a beautiful block.
So a low-scoring ball game so far in the second quarter of play. Only a 4-point total at the end of first quarter. 15 points for Pioneer, and they have added only a couple of more since then.
Boy, still another good shot, just doesn't fall. As long as those shots don't fall, Pioneer's going to live in that 2-3 zone.
Wide open inside. Good looking pass that time, and even better possession by Madison Blinkenstaff. And for Madison, that is her second field goal, and we're going to take a timeout. Take a look at this fast break again. It's 19-13 in favor of Pioneer in the IHSA Champions Network, presented by the Beaver and the Pacers. The semi-state down there, and after leading early, the Lions found themselves tied with just over 4 minutes to go. Brooklyn Jones broke the deadlock in that ball game, and then Kalia Fleming would put the Lions ahead for good. Kylie Van Hoy would add another, and then Jones and Fleming would hit 8 free throws as Loogootee John Greenwood Christian 43-33 to reach the finals for the second year in a row. Tough way to go for Loogootee. They had to play the number 1 team, Trinity Lutheran, and the number 5 team, Tecumseh, in that Springs Valley Regional. Then the number 8 Greenwood Christian Ball Club in the Jasper Semi-State. They averaged 52.8 points per game in the tournament play, held the defense to 32-7 for an average of 20.2. Jan, there were a ton of lopsided games in the semi-states and kind of surprised some of the experts this year.
Yeah, it really was. And in this game, Loogootee has not played well. But listen, they're only down 6, but they've only shot 13% behind the three-point and change that right there.
And one more that's Van Hoy. She has half a dozen points now, Jen. They both come from the three-point area. And with traveling violations of the turnover, will give the ball back now to Loogootee. Pioneers' turnovers now have equaled 7. And here's a look at that three from the deep corner on the right side.
And we got everybody from Pioneer shifting to one side. Good ball rotation, and she nailed it. Maybe that's the spark Loogootee need.
34% shooter from outside the arc. Here's the ball going well saved and thrown back, and just saved before getting across the timeline. Deep left side, long range three, got it again.
Bingo.
Well, the outside shooting here has just been phenomenal. And that is Kripe.
Well, she got 4 of those babies.
Yeah, she got all of her points so far. She has 12 points in the game. They've all come from the three-point area. 9 of the first bucket here in the second quarter of play for Haley, who averages, as I mentioned, 19 per game.
Boy, a couple of looks at it. Nice offensive rebound. Lagootee's just not finishing.
Shot wouldn't go, but the foul is going to be called. Take a look at Haley Kripe here. This young lady is really something. Keep an eye on her in this ball game.
Well, she's just ready to shoot the ball. She's always got her shoulder square, and so when she gets the ball, it doesn't take long to launch it. Boy, she's having a real good first half.
Miss on the free throw this time around by Blickenstaff. Blickenstaff comes into the ballgame. It's not a very good free throw shooter, Jan. Only 44% of the year. You see your numbers, 4 points, couple of assists so far in the game, and missed them both. So here we go again.
Loogootee, last offensive possession, was able to get the ball in the paint. And if they can continue to do that, they'll get some ball. They'll get some buckets, I should say.
Deep right side and back out to the point again. They'll let the three go. It won't fall. And the rebound falls up into the hands of Pioneer. On a quick fast break, it won't go again. And a loose ball picked up and out of bounds. And last touch they saved by Loogootee. Jan, one of the things I've noticed early on here, when Pioneer gets it at the other end of the court, they really want to force the situation at the other end.
Yeah, they love it. If they feel transition and see transition, they want to go.
As I mentioned, neither ball club averages a high numbers, 58-7 for Pioneer, 53-5 for Loogootee. But at the same time, they're anxious to get the shots if they're available to them, and they try to force the issue. Here's a nice steal, nice takeaway, if you will.
Fleming said, no, you're not.
And the lead jumper on the left wing is partially deflected. Here comes Pioneer again. That's what I'm talking about, Jeff. They really want to make that ball move. Now they turn it over.
A little out of control that time.
That's their 8th turnover so far in the first half of the game. Little shot right out front. Wouldn't fall off the effort by Isabel Wagner. And we're going to get a stoppage in play and a foul again.
That's going to be called on Pioneer, I think, off the rebound. Looks like perhaps a push off that rebound. Yep, the 22, Big.
Now we got a substitution coming in for Loogootee, number 44, Eddie Nolly, a 5'8 senior. Played in 24 games, averaging 4 points per contest.
They got Olivia Brooke on that last foul.
All right, minute 40 to go now in the first half.
See, and Pioneer just continues to just stretch the defense. Look at the types of passes, which makes it very difficult to get some rhythm here.
Isabel Wagner gets it back out at the point of the long range now. Kalia Fleming. We mentioned Fleming, a leading scorer at 13-3, has only 2 points on 2 free throws so far in this contest. So they pretty well shut her down. Well, this defense that Pioneers throwing up there, Jan, is pretty effective right now.
They're once again really stretching it, and it's really hard to get any type of offensive rhythm here.
22-16 down. They got it inside. Good-looking play that time.
Well, patience. She came down hard, Bag. You got a stoppage. Or as soon as she made that layup, Brooklyn Jones, she came down awful hard.
Well, they can't afford to lose her. She's their top rebounder at 5.5 per game, and average is 11.4. Let's take a look at this again.
Well, she's seen the baseline. Good ball fake. There's the drive. Didn't look like she really got hit or anything. I think she came down just awkward, it looked like.
We will take a break and come back in just a moment. It's 22-18 right now. Pioneers still hanging on the lead for this Class A championship. Anyway, so they're not just one-on-one situation.
Well, that's what happens when you get everybody moving and great ball rotation. Your assist ratio really goes up. And that indeed is Pioneer basketball. We'll continue to keep our eyes on Brooklyn Jones. It looks like they may just hopefully be able to tape her ankle there. She's standing up. That's a good sign.
We've had only one lead change in the game, Jan, and 4 ties. The last was at 9. Matt scrambled on the ball, and a foul. And they're showing it's going to be a foul on Madison Blankenship. If so, that'll be 2 on her.
It's really gotten physical. If it weren't physical, it's really physical now.
You know,
on those rebounds.
You know what I'm enjoying, Jan?
What's that?
Where our location is, I'm hearing fans behind us complaining about the officials. I'm just happy to have fans here.
That's right. You missed that, didn't you?
Yeah, I really did.
Good.
And thank goodness, by the way, we're not piping in any of that phony sound that has become so prevalent at the college and pro rank. I hate that stuff.
Well, Vic, I've been told I'm loud enough for 17,000, so it's just not necessary.
There's
here.
not a lot of fans here. We probably like, what, Jan, a couple of thousand. There were no tickets available at the gate. You had to buy them at the school. And so far, it's added to the whole atmosphere. I'll be honest about it.
I'll tell you, we got a good one here. It's been a little sluggish, but, hey, you would expect nothing less out of teams that really tee it up.
Final seconds of the first half of this game. Long range 3. We're going to get a foul call with 1.1 to play.
You know, for me, the storyline here in this first half is really the physical play of the defense. It's kind of really disrupted the flow a little bit on these offenses, but both defenses are saying, listen, if you're going to make a bucket, you're going to earn it.
So we'll go to the line with a chance to chop the lead down to 2. Out of the lineup for Loogootee, Jalen Walker.
Yeah, they're going to shoot.
And that will get us at the 2A championship game with Tipton going up against Linton. Stockton. Tipton was unranked coming into the ballgame and a real underdog, Jan. Linton number 1 in their class, and they rolled 63-25. Senior Haley Rose had 24 points in the minors, and they were just simply too much of that game. Vanessa Shepard with 13, Jaylee Hayes with 10, and Audrey Burgess with 9 points in that ball game. Here's the upcoming schedule. More girls basketball coming up today. 3:30 on Fox Sports Indiana. Matchup between South Bend, Washington, and Silver Creek. And then later on at 8 o'clock, Class 4A Championship, number 2 Crown Point against the hottest team in Indiana basketball, Brownsburg. And that'll be on Fox Sports Indiana Plus. Check your viewing guide for the FS1 Plus channel in your area. Second half already underway. An air ball tossed up there long range by Loogootee. And Pioneers got the basketball, Jen. What do you think about the second half, bud?
Well, I think it's going to be pretty much as the first half. It's going to come down, I think, to the wire. Boy, you know, there's a big statement. We kind of thought this was going to be a close game, but the thing that really amazes me is Pioneer continues to push Loogootee's guards way out. So they're shooting threes that are incredibly far out.
10 turnovers now for Pioneer. Here comes Loogootee on the attack. Again, they're 20-4 on the year. Pioneer 24-4 on the season. We're going to have some good games yet to come today, so stick around. We'll have those for you.
Our cameraman's going to have to stay in wide frame as far as these guys are playing in half court. I mean, they're literally just expanded all over the court. You see the 2 3-point lines. The girls will play the blue line in there. And so that's really part of the reason Loogootee's having trouble getting that 3-point shot going.
So we're just underway now in the third quarter of this Class A championship game here at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. 22-18 your score. Pioneer, here's a shot up front, and again, 2 shots in the couple of air balls here in the second half for Loogootee. They're a pretty good treating field goal ball club, 46% of the year. It's about average, 45 for Pioneer. Pioneer comes down on the attack again.
Yep.
And here's the traveling violation, so that's turnover number 11.
There's been one thing that Pioneer has really had haunt them in this game. It has been the turnover bug.
Yep. Ashlyn Brook, we mentioned she's on kind of a restricted playing time. This is only her 8th game of the year, averaging 8.5 points and 1.3 rebounds. Had a knee injury that prohibited her from going full steam ahead. Wide open underneath the hoop. Somebody went to sleep. The basket goes into the hands of Kylie Van Hoy. It's only her second bucket. And
Madison Blankenstaff answers on the other end.
Blankenstaff getting her third field goal. She has 1 in each of the quarters now. And that basically is the third air ball jam that Loogootee has tossed up here early on in this quarter. Loose ball chased down by the Lions.
Well, sorry about that. Part of the reason for these long balls, when you shoot as far out as Loogootee has been shooting, you get these real long rebounds. See the zone there, still the 1-2-2 by Pioneer. Just continue to stretch. If you're going to beat them, they're just telling you you're going to have to get inside.
Sometimes, Jam, with that particular defense they have set up, you don't have an option.
There you go.
Yeah, now they finally did get it inside and got the bucket from Kylie Van Hoy.
Well, that was great patience, great ball rotation, and patience there is exactly the reason Loogootee was able to get one in.
This 30-second timeout is brought to you by Sharp Business Systems, saluting great athletes and even better students.
Yeah, nice crossover move, but what I like there, and Loogootee's going to have to continue to do that. Hey, it's only a 2-point ball game. You can be as patient as you need to be if you're Loogootee right now.
Loogootee coming into this ball game, ranked number 4 in the state. Sagarin has them number 2. Third straight 21 season for this outfit. They're 68-10 over these 3 seasons. Finished the season number 33 on the state on defense and 45th in average margin. Their average win this year was 16.4 points per ball game.
Beck, is it just me, or are you starting to feel Loogootee's just clawing? They're only 2 points behind.
Well, yeah, you look up at the scoreboard and you think maybe they're down by 6 or 8 points, and now they've got it down to 2. We have only had 1 lead change in this game, and there's another turnover.
This could be a big possession.
Long 3.
Got it. There's the lead.
That will change the defense. Brooklyn Jones getting her first 3-pointer. And a takeaway again in a hurry-up court. Little pop from the left wing.
I'm telling you, you can start to feel it, Big. Here it is.
Van Hoy with a half a dozen points in the quarter, and a timeout's going to be taken by Pioneer. Their lead has dissipated, and all of a sudden they are down by 3 on the second lead change of the game. Here we go. Here's that long 3. We'll take a break and come back in a moment. Whole new ball game in the IHSA Champions Network, presented by the Indiana. The Loogootee Lions have 2 overall state championships, one in girls basketball. That was in 2020, of course, a year ago. And in boys basketball, you've got to go back a few years. They also picked up a mental attitude award. They had 4 of them. The state runner-up in volleyball this year, by the way, Jalen Walker with the mental attitude award there. And so we are ready to go now, Jen. It's right now, Loogootee on a 7-0 run.
Yeah, and the reason for that is Pioneer's turnovers. Not only do the turnovers take away a possession, but they just disrupt your flow. And while I'm saying that, they say, be quiet, I just struck a 3.
It's really interesting how quickly things can change here. So all of a sudden, we got a tie ball game at 27, and that is the 5th tie of the game.
Yeah, that 3-pointer was by Olivia Brooke.
Brooke getting only her 3rd field goal. Here comes Pioneer again. They've tied the ball game at 7. They got a good look inside. Well, it's a good move to the basket and a beautiful pass that sets it up. Take a look at Brooke 3 again, and then we'll show you Ashlyn Brooke getting her first 2 points of the ball game.
Well, Logan, Loogootee's defense did not extend far enough, and she just really got her feet under it and made a really nice play. And then back on live here, Ashlyn Brooke really took it to the hoop hard, got it, and then got the and one.
As for minutes, she's playing limited minutes, 8.4 per game. That's her 3rd point of the afternoon now. And here comes Loogootee again as we have another lead change. That'll be the 3rd lead change of the ball game.
Well, you know, if you're Loogootee, all this with Fleming with just 2 points. Well, if she can get going, look out.
And we got a foul again. Jan, one of the things I've noticed, and I'm sure the coaching staff at Pioneer is well aware of this, we talked a lot about Haley Kripe. She was one of your key players at the outset of the broadcast. She had a 9-point first quarter on 3 threes, got a 3 in the second quarter. We have not heard from her since. And they've got to have Kripe to score because the average is 19 points a game.
Well, right now, Lugootee's getting all the 50-50 balls.
Down to 3 minutes and a few seconds to go here in this 3rd quarter.
I think Loogootee really emphasized patience during halftime, and it's really paid off for them. You can see they understand that they've got to get the right shot. Good defense right here, though, Meg.
No ball. Possession arrow will give the ball back to Pioneer.
Good defense by Walker on that possession for Pioneer.
Talked about Pioneer in the outset of the broadcast. They've won 12 straight by an average of 28.2 points per ball game. And we're glad to believe with Olivia Brooke.
Yeah, nice assist inside. Pioneers now starting to find some paint penetration on their offensive half court.
So all of a sudden, Jan can tie at 25-5 with 32-27.
Van Hoy, and she's really their offense here in the 3rd period.
Well, she has 8 of their 11 points in this quarter. Here's Olivia Brooke getting a couple of points for her off the Brooke.
Yeah, but look where these points are all now starting to come for both teams, Meg. That defense has expanded so far, and now all of a sudden the paint's open.
And a turnover. The inbounds pass went into the hands of Ashlyn Brooke, and she was stepping on the sideline.
Yeah, there's another turnover for Pioneer.
That gives them a dozen so far this ball game. Pioneer with 12. 6 turnovers required for Loogootee. They've kind of taken care of the ball here in the second half.
They've done a really good job until you say anything. I've noticed when I say anything in this game, it seems like the reverse happens.
That's a 7 turnover now for Loogootee. Again, at the end of the first quarter, 15-11 Pioneer. They led by 4 at halftime, 22-18. The lead changed hands only 3 times. And we've had 5 ties so far, the last of 27.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate. Loogootee really seemed like they were starting to get some good rhythm in their offense. Foul. kind of as rough and kind of jerky as we thought the rest of the game has been, and it's just that type of ball game sometimes, but you got to win these two.
Foul was Kalea Fleming, episode number 1 foul, by the way.
There's a three-pointer by Ashlyn Brooke. She's now got 6 on the third period, Meg.
Well, they counted on her to be a more integral part of the ball of the club this year. And with that knee injury, it just didn't work out that way. Here's the loose ball scooped up, and the shot is off the mark. And with a minute and a half to go here in the third quarter.
This could be a big shot by Pioneer. They got a little run going here with 1:27. This could be a big possession, in my opinion, offensively here.
Well, Jan, let's see if they want to work some clock here. They have not been inclined to do so. Now they're going to let it fly from outside. No good. Rebound comes off long into the hands of Loogootee. And it comes the Lions again. They are down by 6.
Loogootee needs a bucket.
It's tied at 27, so they've been outscored 8-2 over the last couple of minutes of this ball game.
There you go. Get some bodies moving. Pretty good help side defense by Pioneer to react to that pass underneath. Still big. Loogootee just really struggling to find Fleming to get her much opportunity offensively here at all.
Borges coming back under the ball game. She has not scored. She averages just a touch over 4 points a ball game. Now here comes Pioneer with the rebound. Let's see if they want to play for the final shot. We're down to 40 seconds to go in the third quarter of this game.
I want the best shot I can possibly find here if I'm Pioneer. You got the lead. Keep the momentum going into this fourth and final period. Let's see how they play it here, Big.
Lincoln staff out at the point right now. Shuffles it off to 15. Ashlyn Brooke. They're going to just play for the final shot, which is 20 seconds away perhaps. Flash the forwards out. Now they're going to go one-on-one. Here's the pull-up jumper. It is no good. Rebound.
Oh, how big is that?
And good by Madison Wickenstaff.
How big is that?
Literally with time running out, there's the final buzzer for the third quarter of play. 37-29. Big third.
To the right direction.
That's a cop-out, Kimberly. They talked to me about you're talking about fans, the events. I would assume as guest relations, everything changed since this last month, or last 6 months or a year.
Yes, everything changed, but with the events coming back to the field house, we are so excited to actually have fans at the events. Our number one priority is the health and safety of the guests, so we want to make sure that everyone feels welcome and healthy and safe at the same time.
Well, with Indiana Sports and Entertainment in charge of so much activity going on down here, Kimberly, we got the Big Ten, we've got the NCAA. I assume you're involved with all of those events.
Yes, we are. We are so excited. Nobody does sports like the state of Indiana, and nobody does basketball like the state of Indiana. So we are more than excited for March Madness and everything that's to come in the next couple of weeks.
I must ask you also about the renovations to Bankers Life Fieldhouse. I know that the Fever have moved out for a couple of years while there's all this construction going on.
Mm-hmm.
Are the changes kind of exciting for all you guys?
Yes, they are. It's like walking into a brand new building. Phase 1 is completed. They're going to start phase 2 and 3 in March, and we are just excited. I mean, this wonderful scoreboard behind me is just one of the best features that we have so far.
Kimberly, I thank you for your time. Enjoy the rest of the game, and I'll take you up on that ticket situation, okay?
Anything for a legend.
Thank you, Kimberly. Kimberly Bradford with the Indiana Fever, and is going to be in charge, Jan. She's going to have to deal with all the media and folks like that coming in.
I can only imagine. What a great interview.
Oh, that's super. Thank you, Kimberly, very much. And right away we come back, and Loogootee gets on the board in a hurry. They pick up a bucket that time from Van Hoy.
Yeah, she's been their scoring machine here in this second half.
She had 8 points in the quarter, that last quarter, Jan, so she got 10 of the ball game.
Still just a 6-point, 2-possession ball game. At times it feels a lot farther apart.
Yeah, it does.
But it's really been, still is a close game.
And Jen, I don't want to pound on this, but I am really a little shocked that Pioneer's not gotten Haley Kripe back into this ball game.
30-second timeout.
Timeout called by the coach here. Saved himself a possession.
We'll get a timeout here, 30-second timeout, brought to you by Sharp Business Systems, saluting great athletes and even better students. Again, I'll go back to Kripe. Haley Kripe, a 5'6" junior, averages 19 points a game, leads the ball club in assists with 4.1, steals 4.3, has 85 three-pointers. She has 4 in the ball game, Jan, and all of her scoring so far in the first half.
Well, one thing I've noticed, really this goes to both teams. This has been a hard-fought, high-energy type ball game physically, and you're not seeing near the movement on offense, Bake. You're not seeing near as much cutting, movement, and sometimes when that doesn't happen, you don't get open near as much.
And let's give credit to the defense.
Yep.
They know where Haley Kripe is.
Sure,
so
they do.
They're out there to put a stop to her if they can. So anyway, it's a 6-point ball game right now. The last lead was a tie was at 27, and that's when the Pioneer kind of took over and got it back up to 5 again, and that's where we stand right now with a 6-point lead.
Well, here's to your point, Bake. Look at Loogootee's defense. I mean, it's flat out in the grill of Pioneer right now. They're just all over the place defensively.
I don't think, Jen, they've changed. Have they gone out of the man-to-man in the entire game?
Just maybe a possession, but for the most part, they are just flat out man-to-man. There's a steal, Bake.
So once again, that's a 13th turnover now for Pioneer, and if something happens that they should lose this ball game, that's going to be one of the reasons why. Here is the bucket by Van Hoy.
Boy, and she made the bucket on the other end. She has been all their offense, and most of it's been in the paint. Now take a look. Here's the steal. Now look at her hustle all the way down. She made that steal underneath, and look who's going to get the bucket, Bake. 23. One end to the other, and then she hustles back to the other end.
A lot of fans from Loogootee here. Loogootee located about 100 miles southwest of Indy. Pioneer up in Royal Center, which is about 80 miles north of Indianapolis. So both these ball clubs had a little bit of traveling to do to get here for an 11 a.m. game.
Well, I think Pioneer's got to readjust their shot selection just a little bit. They're just not getting near the movement they were in the first half.
Out of bounds, and last touch by Pioneer. So Loogootee will get the basketball again.
This has been a game of many runs. At 1 minute, Pioneer takes off. Then here comes Loogootee to catch him. It just kind of feels like Pioneer's lost the rhythm in their offense.
Loogotee's average win in the 6 tournament games was over 20 points per ball game, and all of a sudden they've got things really cranked on and going strong.
Well, this young lady right here is flat out putting the points on the board.
16 points now for Kylie, and her average is 12.7 and 4 rebounds. Well, she's a super outside shooter with 57%. Jen, you talked about that the outset of the game. This ball club can shoot from outside.
2-point ball game. Every shot now is going to seem huge, and she nails it. There's Olivia Brooke.
Olivia with 8 points now. Her average is 15-4. We pointed out the outset of our broadcast, they have 3 players in double figures, 15-4 for Olivia Brooke, 10-9 for Bleckenstiff, and 19 for Haley Kripe in this contest. And with the absence of Kripe scoring, which we've kind of emphasized, it's been picked up by Olivia Brooke and Madison Blankenstead.
There's the three-pointer, and all of a sudden, here's Loogootee.
Well, Brooklyn Jones, her first 3 of the ball game. She has 12 points in the contest, and the lead's down to 1.
Well, it's a big possession for Pioneer, Bake. They've went empty-handed here last couple possessions. They got to find some points.
Yeah, we talked about the fact we thought this might be a low-scoring game as they throw it away. And that's the way they kind of indicated on the scoreboard now, 39-38. Here's one of the long shots now that's got this game tied again. And take a look at Brooklyn Jones, a 5'8" senior, firing away from outside.
That was behind both three-point lines.
She's a 27% shooter from the three-point area. That's not particularly high, but that one was good, right on the mark. 4:10 to go here in the fourth quarter of this contest. Plenty inside that was missed and off into the hands of Pioneer.
Yeah, that's one I think they should have finished and wasn't able to do it. Here's Pioneer.
Panthers go in, missed the shot. 3 white jerseys that time, led by Kalea Fleming, come off with it. They get it up court and get the bucket.
There's Van Hoy again, my word. Note to Pioneer, you may want to find her. She is just relentless right now.
is the fourth lead change of the contest, and it's 40-39 now in favor of Loogootee.
Pioneer needs a bucket.
Lions with the lead, staying right into that man-to-man defense. Breaking inside, a wide-open look, but no basket. A foul has been called. Against Greenwood Christian in that semi-state game, Fleming had 18 points, Jones with 13, and Ball Club Greenwood Christian that was scoring 66 points was held to 33. Here is Van Hoy, 40-39, Loogootee of the IHSA Champions Television Network.
Loogootee that time, really solid defense. Held her own, didn't foul.
So here comes Loogootee. Jan, now you wonder, do they slow down the offense? You've got just under 3 minutes to go. Do you change your offensive plan?
Well, I think you're patient. You don't want to take a bad shot. You don't want to hold the ball, but you do want to be patient and be very selective on a good shot.
Fleming and Wagner out at the long-range spots, being forced out toward the top. The steal. They got a 2-on-1, and they missed the shot. They'll get the rebound, put it right back up and score.
How about that shot? Ashlyn Bruck, turn around, shot, gives the Pioneers the 1-point lead, Meg.
So here we go again.
Both teams will stay in the man-to-man down the stretch here, most likely with this lead going back and forth.
Not much you can say right now, just sort of see what happens. That's another lead change, as I mentioned. That's 5 in the ball game. And another great gutsy shot by Fleming.
Well, I'll tell you, she's been quiet, but no bigger shot than that one right there for Loogootee. Back to their side, 1-point lead.
That unofficially, that is her first field goal of the game, and she averages 13.3. She had 2 free throws back in the first quarter and has been quiet ever since. So she has 4 points in the ball game.
Well, Pioneer fans thought there was a lot of contact. Officials said, no harm, no foul, play on.
1:42 to go in the ball game. 42-41. Loogootee with the lead. Out of bounds, and last touch by Pioneer. Loogootee gets the basketball.
Pretty tough pass as far as how hard it was thrown for as close as she was to her teammate. Now, we're going to talk about this. Yep, they're going to say Loogootee ball. Loogootee with the lead. You like it when you have the ball and the lead. Timeout, Meg.
So we'll get the timeout with 1:42 to play with the Class A state championship on the line on the IHSA Champions Network presented. But they knocked the ball out of bounds, and it stays in the possession of Loogootee with 33 to go.
Well, the free throw was missed, but Pioneer didn't secure the rebound, so 33.3. Pioneer may have to foul again. Pioneer got exactly what they wanted. She missed, but wasn't able to get the rebound.
Yeah, they're going to try to make the steal, and that second they do commit the foul, as they were almost forced to do so. Yeah. And that is going to send Isabel Wagner to the line. You are good at being you. You've been you for years. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance is good at your insurance. Find an agent to help you think about it at infb.com. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood. Big free throws, Jim.
Yeah, 63% free throw shooter. She missed that one. Pioneer's got a shot.
Here come the Panthers again. Working inside, they'll get fouled on the way to
I think we had a timeout. Got a timeout.
They're going to take the timeout instead. We will take a timeout ourselves. 23-4 to go. 1-point ball game. Loogootee by 1 for the Class 1A. The 3A matchup, South Bend, Washington, Silver Creek, and then at 8 o'clock tonight, Class 4A championship. Number 2 Crown Point against the hottest team in the state, Brownsburg. Kind of a surprise ball club, but a good one. And the game's going to be on Fox Sports Indiana Plus. Check your viewing guide for the FSI Plus channel in your area. Big Jan, here we go.
Yep. Loogootee defense has really got you here.
The jumper from outside is good.
Kind of thought it would be inside-outside, and she would be the shot. She wants the ball.
Ashlyn Brook now with double figures with 10. Here is a look at it again as we go to a timeout. Ashlyn Brook now with double figures all in the second half. Stick around, 6.7 remain. Well, this is where the head coaches Jeff Brook of Pioneer and Brian Smith of Loogootee earned their keep, and they put 3/10 of a second back. What are we going to do here?
Well, you got to think Fleming. You just have to think that she's 51% behind the arc. That means 1 out of every 2 she hits. Now, that being said, Pioneer knows that as well, so they may try to decoy her and go somewhere else, but I got to think Fleming's my number 1 choice.
Okay, I'll play devil's advocate. I'm going to drive that ball to the hoop and get to the foul line.
All right.
Here we go. Clock down to 4, down to 3. Loose ball. Picked up by Pioneer.
Steals it.
And the game is over.
Can you say revenge? Yes.
43 Pioneer. 42 Loogootee. Wow, what a finish in the final 7 seconds of this ball game. Pioneer comes up with its 6th overall state championship, and you said it, Jan, kind of a revenge factor from a year ago.
Frank, did you see how hard she pulled that rebound? That was not coming out of her hands.